Do not stupidly fall in love.
This love is good, this love is bad, this love is.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about why women should not be looking for love and why women should not be falling in love. So, and also don't go for looks either. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm only going to be here for a short time and I'm going to my other channel. So, but still, this is not a short attention span conversation. So advising this ties in, this all ties in. Okay. So now, why should women not be looking for, why should you not fall in love? Well, because you should not fall in love, because you should rise in love. And you should not be looking for love, because love should be looking for you. Let love find you. Okay. I mean, in this dishonest world, there are a lot of women living in this dishonest world. So this is to help women from being hoodwinked or bamboozled, okay? Because women are, well, a lot of women are always walking around looking for love, looking for their soulmate or marriage, right? And then they forget sometimes that men are not really looking for love, looking for their soulmate, looking for marriage. Men are not walking around looking for that. I mean, sure, a man may stumble upon something. Okay, he's hoping to stumble upon something, but men, men are not coming to women with pure intentions. They're coming to women with their men intentions. Okay. So, as an honest woman living in this dishonest world, you have to have your own private intentions. Okay. So that way you don't get swindled. Yes. um, Men don't usually get married until they are pressured or they are pushed to get married, or even until maybe when things don't work the same way anymore, like body parts don't work the same way anymore, like they're going gray, or they're bald, they're out of shape, or their testicles start dropping. Okay. Then men start looking at marriage. Okay. And we're not talking about those young men in their little 20s. Yeah, we're not talking about them. Yes. So this is why you have to be careful not to stupidly fall in love. Don't fall in love stupidly. What you should do is make sure to rise in love. And I'm going to explain what that is in a moment. Okay. Um, you should make sure that it is safe to love before you decide to love a man. Okay. You should make sure that a man is more obsessed with you than you are with him. But you don't have to be obsessed with him. Just make sure that he's obsessed with you and that he's hooked and that and that he likes you way more than you like him. He wants you way more than you want him. So that way, you know, you can start loving him. Okay. So you don't stupidly fall in love. I mean, don't fall in love, rise in love, which is why maybe falling in love never resonated with me, though, the way it's said. Maybe because I think too highly of myself. Okay. So I would not say fall in love. I would say rise in love, because you don't want to fall. Why would you want to fall? Don't fall, rise. Okay. So make sure that he's more obsessed with you than you are with him. Then maybe you can decide whether you want to love him or not. Okay. And also, as a woman, you don't have to really love him for years, because A man has to prove his worth, his legitimacy to you as a woman. And he also has to convince you, impress you, chase you, court you to make sure that you feel safe enough to love him. Okay. And you don't have to love him, but once he has proven his worth, his worthiness, then you can decide to love him because you'll eventually love him once he loves you, because then you'll love him for loving you. You don't have to love him. You can love you just have to love him for loving you, okay? Because when he starts providing, he invests and he pays all these bills, that means that he loves you, because he's not going to do that unless he loves you. So you want to make sure that it is safe to love him. Okay. And don't just listen to what a man says. Also, watch what he does, watch his actions, because, some men often speak with their actions. Okay. So, yes, and that's how you rise in love, because rising in love takes time, because you're not going to stupidly fall in love. And besides, women don't really always love the men they marry, okay? Because they marry the men who are available for marriage, who are available to be married, not necessarily the men they love. So you don't really have to love the man early in the beginning. What matters is that you loved him in the end when he died or when you died or whatever. Okay. But at least you loved him for loving you. You rose in love. So I say rise in love. Do not stupidly fall in love. And besides, women have to be careful with how they love, because women have to think 9 months ahead. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Wherever a woman is on the planet, she has to think 9 months ahead. So she can't be impulsive and reckless. While a man, on the other hand, a man can be impulsive, because he only needs to think 9 seconds ahead or 9 minutes ahead, because they say women are emotional. Yes, women are emotional. But when it comes to love, it is the men who are more emotional, because when they see a woman they want, and it's like, oh, I have to get her, I have to get that, I have to get into that, I have to do this, I have to do that, how am I going to get her? And they want to get her like quickly. So they tend to be more emotional when it comes to love. So they tend to be more impulsive. So women don't have to be impulsive. Okay. So this is why it's better that you rise in love and not fall in love. Okay. You make sure that it is safe to love the man. Okay. Now, what about the looks part, the looks aspect of it? Well, looks, a man's looks really are not, a man doesn't have to be super good looking, super cute, super hot or anything, because no matter how good a man looks, if his looks are not going to fill up a bank account or your bank account or whatever, then it doesn't even matter what he looks like. If his looks are not going to pay all these bills, it doesn't even matter what he looks like. What matters is that what his money looks like. Okay. I mean, as long as the man is clean cut and he has good hygiene, his looks really are not that important. I mean, does attractiveness matter? Does attraction matter? Well, to the male brain, yes. Attraction matters. Attractiveness matters. Looks matter to the male brain, because men are wired to desire women for their outer appearance, for their looks, for their beauty. So they are designed to want women for that. It is just embedded into their DNA to want women for their outer beauty. So yes, to the male brain, looks matter, but to the female brain, no, not really, because women are not wired to really want men for that. Women are really wired to want men for what they can produce and what they can provide. Okay. So this is why you will often see a man who is maybe um, out of shape. He has a pot belly. He has like bald head or balding hair, whatever. He's not very attractive, or he looks repulsive or whatever. Uh, As long as this man has money, he will always get these beautiful women. Okay, beautiful women will be swooning over him, will want him rather, because it's not really what he looks like. It's about what his money looks like. I mean, as long as he's clean cut, he has good hygiene, any man can be handsome, you know, but it doesn't really matter what he looks like. So, looks to the female brain, not very important, but to the male brain, attractiveness is important. So, this is why the multi-billion-dollar makeup industry is geared towards women. Multi-billion-dollar hair and makeup industry and weight loss industry is geared towards women. This is why it's so lucrative. Okay. So now looks are not that important. And also, there's a famous artist, a famous man, I'll say, in the music business. And I won't mention names because everybody knows who he is. He once said that there's no such thing as an ugly billionaire. And he's right. And he is a billionaire. And there's no such thing as an ugly billionaire, because women will be falling at his feet. Women will want him no matter what a man looks like, okay? Because what matters is what his money looks like. So I don't like saying human beings, using the word ugly for human beings. I'd rather use it for objects and such. So I would say unattractive. There's no such thing as an unattractive billionaire. Yeah. And you can see that because this man, he has one of the most beautiful woman, I would say, in the music business. He's married to one of the most beautiful women in the music business. So that tells you his looks really don't matter. Okay. Looks are not that important. Okay. So, so yeah, that's about that. That's what I had to say about that. Now, I think I'll end it here. And remember that not to fall in love, rise in love, and be careful how you fall in, well, not how you fall, be careful how you love. Do not stupidly fall in love. Okay? Yes. Yes. And also, yeah, that's all. So that's all I had to say without saying too much. I hope you've been inspired by this conversation. So be inspired. Bye.